Hello, everyone. My name is Alexander Ermenkov. I'm a ruling reality coach, and today is 4th of February 2024, and I would like to speak about ruling reality as Alex. Today, I would like to speak about reality of failures and how I'm working with failures and how I'm turning and enjoying my failures and how my failures are transformed into assets for me. Because this is very important for all of us to realize that we are not a champion type of beings, and we are not beings that constantly and all the time are in a winning streak. So, for example, I'm going to tell you and show to you today about a lot of failures that I'm experiencing in my daily reality and how these type of failures are actually not destroying me, not putting me into the anti-positive type of mindset and thinking situation or to be afraid of them. But basically, I am so grateful that I'm used to failures, and the failures are not making me to disappear, are not making me to not be the same being as I am when I have successes, because it doesn't matter if we are succeeding or failing. The only thing is that we are to align much more for our future interactions in order to be experiencing also a lot of successes. So I'm going to start sharing, and I'll share my screen just to show you my latest failure, and be sure I have a lot of them. So don't worry, you are not the only one that experience failures. The important thing is how we are dealing with failures. So I'm going in my latest emails, and you can see this email is from this week. And in this email, actually, I lost a court with a Dubai company, where in this decision, I lost 25,000 plus dollars because I made a deposit for one real estate in the Dubai, and then they asked me to sign a specific contract without having any whatever possibility to change anything in the contract. So me and my partner in the business, we decided to not go into these deals and to go to the court and to seek our rights. And what happened is that it was the same case for my colleague. The case was positive, and they are going to return to him the $25,000. And my case was with another judge. It was 2 weeks later than his. I was so confident that I'm a winner, that I'm a success, I'm so wonderful, and so on and so on. And nothing can change the reality. And I'm also going to have a big success with this case. But basically, when the news came to me, it flashed for a second because I was not expecting a failure of $25,000. And when it came to me, just for a second, I felt not exactly disappointment, but an expectancy of this thing to happen. And when it happened, I started feeling joy, and I started to become grateful that in my own personal reality, all my failures are possible for me to absorb them, to make me stronger, to make me rise above them. And basically, it doesn't matter for me that one person with the same story has won its case, and that me as another person with the same story have not won the case. Instead of going into complaint, instead of going into blame, instead of saying, well, you see, Alex, I told you nothing is fair. In reality, there are a lot of things that we are not controlling. And why, Alex? Now start to justify why this happened exactly to you, and why the same thing didn't happen to him or why things are happening that are not just according to our own personal perspective with the objective reality, and why everything in reality is basically non-objective. And for me personally, I didn't go into this game, but I was so happy that this $25,000 loss happened to me, that I'm able to absorb it. And of course, do I have a lot of lessons to learn when in one side my colleague has 100% success and I am 100% failure, and we did exactly the same steps during the process. So it's not the problem with the process, but as I am having this type of mindset, everything is about what is allowed. So in my own personal reality, if it's not allowed for me to have this case one, it is still an asset, because for me, it was allowed a failure. And when I grab this failure, I extract the most out of it, I enjoy it, or I contemplate upon it, and I know that I have a lot of failures in my reality. But when I look forward from the perspective of the long-term interaction, I enjoy that more and more I'm able to absorb failures, that failures are something that is not something I'm afraid of. It doesn't make me positive or negative when I come into this type of situation. I just know, well, this is part of the training process. So in his case, he's training experience of success, of privilege, of experience and reality, where he is understanding what is success, why success happens to him. And I don't want to go into his stories, because he had a lot of other failures in core decisions in the past, but now he has a good and nice court win. While in my side, I thought that everything is granted, but now I was presented with a failure from which I was to enjoy, to be grateful, and to contemplate about how I'm making my future investments, and why for me it is important to learn that from this failure, how I'm going to approach, for example, the same Dubai market in the future, what I'm going to do there, and we'll see maybe long term, this small failure is going to be turned into a long-term strategical good investment where I'm going to redeem my money. But I would like to say also that failures is not something that happened for the first time with my life. And since I'm allowing failures into my reality, I'm not a high conscious, high vibration being that wants only partial reality experience. I'm open for everything, every moment of my own interaction here in this experience. And that's why for me, failures and successes have exactly the same meaning. They're just something that happens to us. That's something, it's like a food that is put on our table. We don't complain if we have a dessert. We don't complain if the food is a main dish, or we don't complain if it's a soup. We are just presented with anything that is happening to us, and since it comes into our reality and we are able to absorb it, we are able to work with it, we are able to extract the nutritions out of this experience, then we are not categorizing anymore the things as positive, negative, good, bad, but we are having this interesting reality interaction, because it's showing us a lot about our inner being. What I have learned in my own personal experience, that instead of just trying to become a strong introvert and trying to detach from reality and to stop interact with reality and just to be closed into my own personal inner world experience and thinking that this is the way how I'm going to know myself, then it is what I have found out in reality is totally opposite. If I want to know who Alex is, I'm to constantly to interact with reality and to see what are Alex's reactions to everything that happens in his own personal reality experiences. And that's why I encourage every one of us to strongly interact with reality, to not be afraid of failures, and to basically go forward and through the insight intuition forward to go and start making mistakes, start making failures, because long term, the big successes that we have started to move from our intuition forward towards a future success. And of course, in my Reality Basic program, you can watch it for free on YouTube. In one of my lessons, I'm explaining about how I work with successes and failures, and how there is always, if we go into this mindset where we always start our experiences with the possibility of 100% failure, and then whatever type of success is coming, it doesn't matter how small it is still a positive experience, because we don't divide the experience to positive and to negative. So just in brief, I would like to tell you that this last experience, for example, that I had for $25,000 loss is not the last one. Before this, in 2018, I was scammed with almost 100,000 euro, where I was investing in stock exchanges and so on and so on. And basically, I lost more than 100,000 euro in this thing. And I had a lot of other losses in the past, financial losses and other type of losses. But all of these type of experiences, I'm not just trying to put them somewhere back into a closet where I never look at them. No, I'm drawing out of them whatever content and nutritions I can extract. And for example, from my $100,000 losses on the stock exchange scam, what I learned is that basically I will long-term invest my money only in the physical matter reality experience, in real estate, in direct companies buying, mergers, acquisitions, but not going through stock exchanges and so on and so on. And basically, yes, I paid $100,000, but for me personally, this is not my thing. I'm not moving forward into this direction. I have a lot of friends that are into the crypto space, but this is not my thing. I'm not into this type of speculation game. I'm working with long-term investments, where I'm putting all the investments into things that are creating me money, but where everything is directly related to the physical matter reality, without a lot of middlemen and without a lot of things that I'm not able to control, or at least to manage. So everyone, of course, has own personal preferences how to work with this reality. There are not specifics that are right or wrong, but every one of us is to align with what is fit for each one of us. And that's why whenever we have different advices, it's not up to us just to take an advice, but what is important is to see the essence, and to see, of course, in our own personal realities, how we can move forward into what is a good fit for us. So I would like all of us to not to forget the failures, but basically to start learning from them, and to start extract the assets that are out there for us. Because of course, our biggest asset, if we can summarize it into one word, is called experience. So based on every experience that we are receiving in our daily data stream, we are able to extract a lot of positive and a lot of awareness that is helping us to grow from the inside out into our interaction. And of course, as you maybe know, I'm a Christian, and my long-term relationship with what is the beyond, with what is the so-called God that has created all this universe and all these experiences that we are able to work with through these daily interactions. I'm learning more about this beyond. And if you even look at the life of Jesus Christ, as the story is told, he was not a big success, because basically now we feel and see through faith that maybe it is a strong success because of the resurrection and so on, where a lot of people are debating maybe this doesn't happen. But in a sense, from the perspective of the reality, maybe it was 100% failure, because in 30 years old he started something that at 33 he was killed, stopped, whatever. He was blamed as a robber, he was blamed as whatever the different narratives are. But maybe from the perspective of the today's success storytelling, maybe he was not a strong success. But based on the way how reality is working, and once we understand that it doesn't matter and success or failures are not the important thing is how and what we are doing with what is happening to us and how this is transforming. And when I'm exploring how the life of Jesus Christ, for example, was working and how he was interacting with his own personal reality and roles that he was to play, you can see there how much inner work was there and how strongly he was prepared for this failure. And when he was having his last prayers and blood coming out of his body because of the inner work that was happening inside of him, and so on and so on. There are a lot of stories that can be drawn out of there, but an important basic thing is for all of us to learn that it doesn't matter if we go to hard times, if we go to good times. It's always about our interaction. And for us it's very important to allow everything to be as it is, because anyhow it's part from the past, it's part from what is already predestined. And of course, when we want things to be shifted, to be changed, to go forward into investing into our own future by having a lot of intention, a lot of seeds, a lot of interaction. And then, of course, our future experiences can be much more different, but for sure they will be not 100% as we have planned it, because in this reality there are so many unexpected things that are given to us, because there is so much to be balanced within us, and there is so much that we are to learn, that we are to experience, that we are to discover. So in a sense, I enjoy too much that unexpected things are happening, and that reality is made in such a way that all of us can really enjoy it if we learn how to be connected with our source that is giving us all the experiences, and of course long term to be put into our potential. But today's message was only to show you how I'm personally working in my reality with failures. And of course, if I counterbalance all my successes in the last, let's say, 5 years, maybe I have more than 2 to 3 million euro of successes. So my failures compared to the successes are not so big. But anyhow, in reality, it's not possible to have only constant progress. From time to time, there are failures, but when you look into your moving average, for example, if you can say it like this, almost all of us are progressing. So that's why I would like to encourage every one of you to don't be worried, interact with your reality, don't be afraid from what the future is holding. If the future is holding a total chaos, or if the future is holding a total order, if the future is going to happen according to what you have planned or according to what the narrative is planning for us, it doesn't matter. The important thing is we to be focused on what is important for each of us personally, and then all the other things that are happening and are the extras from our main narrative, not to distract us, but to actually empower us to even move forward and deeper into what we are willing to do. In my own personal example, because of this $25,000 failure, does it mean that I'm going to stop investing? No, on the contrary, I'm going to become long-term even a better investor. Of course, with a lot of more preparation, more precautions, more work or pre-work in order to not come into the same failures time and again. So thank you for watching. Enjoy your own personal reality. You can go into my YouTube channel and for free to extract these 30 plus videos about the basics of ruling our own personal realities. Bye bye and enjoy your interactions with reality. Bye bye.